All right, so I'm going to give one quick update on using a GLP-1. Basically, I felt like it took until like week 4 of using a GLP-1 before I saw any sort of side effects or results. As I've already reported, I've lost 10 pounds so far, which is good. But I don't think it was until week 4 that I actually started feeling some side effects. There was a day, well, I have had some headaches, and I don't know if that's part of taking the medication or if I would have just gotten a headache anyways if I wasn't on the medication. But week 4 is when I actually had an instance where I did feel like I was going to throw up. Not good, right? But I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, because it wasn't so much that I was going to throw up. It was more like a just very bad case of acid reflux. And I had acid reflux before I even took this medication. So, like I said, I don't really know if it was a side effect or not. But what happened was I felt like, it felt like something was going to come up, like normally when you have acid reflux, but nothing came up. I didn't throw up or anything like that. But, I tried to like drink some water. That didn't help. It actually made it worse. Then I thought maybe I just need to go for a walk. And so then I went for a walk for like 30 minutes. And then that didn't help either. I just had it in my mind that maybe if I just got my circulation going, that maybe I would, feel better. At that point, I just decided to go to sleep for the night. I went to sleep. I felt better in the morning, but I certainly didn't feel like eating after that. And some of this is supposed to help you like not eat as much. But I'm someone that where like if I haven't had something to eat, I usually get a headache. So I feel like maybe by me not eating, maybe that's why I'm getting a headache. I would definitely like to try to eat something, but after having that bout of acid reflux and feeling like I might throw up, I don't want to go through that again. But of course, I feel like I'm going to have to at some point get back to regular eating. But like I said, these side effects didn't kick in until week 4. Now, as far as, like I said, this whole time I've been constantly, I still think about the food when people say that this helps with food noise, whatever that is, which I just take to mean that you constantly think about food and thinking that you're hungry, thinking about what your next meal is going to be. I still think about food constantly. I'm still thinking about what my next meal is going to be. I'm still thinking about how quickly I can get to the store and buy more food. I am trying to make better choices, but here's what I've noticed is so I'm picking the food and I feel like I'm picking healthy food. I haven't tried to eat any junk food or anything like that. I did eat pasta. Now I know that kind of maybe falls into a high carb zone, but I ate pasta mixed with some cheese and some chicken, so I thought, at least I'm getting some protein in there with the pasta. But other than that, I feel like everything else I've been eating pretty healthy. What I notice is that if I do get like a big portion of food, I don't eat the whole thing. I notice that there's usually like some left over and I'm able to set it aside. Now, I am someone who likes to eat cottage cheese. I know many people out there do not like cottage cheese, and that's fine. To each their own. But I like cottage cheese, and I used to like get the tub of cottage cheese, and then of course I would eat the whole thing. And now it's like I eat maybe like a quarter to a half of the container and I'm full and I don't want to eat anymore. And I put it away and I can like save it for later. I don't think anyone's supposed to eat a whole container of cottage cheese. I'm just saying that that's normally how I would be eating. Now that I'm on the GLP-1, I just feel like I feel full. I don't have to eat the whole thing. I can save leftovers. Now, maybe even eating half a container is too much to eat. But the fact that I'm not eating the whole container is a good thing. So that's another thing why when I say that I have picked out different food items, I don't sit and eat the whole thing. I actually have leftovers and I save the leftovers. And I think this is also going to help with the money I spend on food, because before I was spending so much money on food because I was eating so much. But maybe if I'm actually not eating so much and I can, only eat half of my portion and then save the rest for later, hopefully that will save me some money. Because before I was just, I don't know, I'm someone who could like buy a whole pizza, eat the whole pizza, and then still be hungry. And then think the whole night of, oh, I should have got a second pizza because I'm still hungry. And then it's like, it's not just saying I'm hungry, but it's more like I get this like growling in my stomach, this churning in my stomach where it's like, I'm just so hungry. And I don't really have that anymore, or at least not right now. But like I said, it took to week 4 to start getting that kind of result. So guess what? I'm going to get back in my car. I hope you enjoyed watching.